That shit makes no sense to me at all. What are you trying to say? You got a death wish? You got a suicidal wish? I got homies that killed themselves. And guess what? They didn't point the gun at their head unloaded. They shot their motherfucking selves. They're in the ground. They're a memory now. Your stupid ass on an album cover talking about, oh, I'm fucking like a dickhead. Like, bro, zero fucking, what do they call that shit? Muzzle discipline or whatever it is. Zero accountability. You know, you're not cool.
Mash Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Subavel, back in the place to be, La America Superior, Palace 81. We in a building, live in effect, live and direct. Tell a friend, tell your girlfriend for me. It's Mr. Nine Times. You don't like that intro, buddy? Are you shitting me right now? But you gonna put me on the spot in front of all of these people, buddy? Is that what you're gonna do, my friend? Presley, don't be ignoring me. I swear to God, I wish I had another camera. My dog is just like, he just turned his head away. Fuck you and what you gotta say. Is that what you're trying to say, buddy? Any fucking way. Over the weekend, you know what I mean? I'm always busy, man. I mean, what else you want me to say? I'm always fucking busy, right? So over the weekend, Saturday, and me and my dad, we have a ritual at this point now. It's a fucking ritual. Yes, it is. We go to the shooting range and we wake up early as fuck. I don't know why we do this. We wake up earlier than usual. Always, actually, for my pop, he wakes up like at 4 in the fucking morning. So it's really like if he's almost sleeping in, you know what I mean? Compared to me, where I wake up, like, to go to the shooting range, we gotta wake up at 5. I wake up at 6, but even at 6, I wake up, I'm like fucking tired as fuck. I'm like, when I'm walking and then when I do my first like 2 laps around the block, I'm like, oh, I'm like half asleep. I'm like a Chinaman out there, just like fuck, you know. And for my dad, it's really just like no big whoop. He's over here just getting the day started type shit. And I'm really like not really with the shit, to be honest with you, but that's fine, you know. So we wake up, load all the bullets, load all the guns. We go to the range, and we always have a fun time when we go to the range. Me and my pop, it's really fun. And you always gotta beat the heat, man. Whatever I do something outside, let's just get it out early. Don't have me out here in 100-degree weather doing anything unless I'm getting paid. Like, if I'm not getting paid, I want to be outside. I want to be in a house with the AC. You know what I mean? I want to be chilling, bro. I'll be sweating when I'm working. That's the final shit of it. You know what I mean? We shot, you know, the M1A, the Mini 14, the CZP01, the Versified Storm 380, the Glock 19, the Beretta 92 FS. And it was fun. Yes. After that, I can't really say what the fuck we did. You know what I mean? I just kind of remember the more important things. I think we went home and just kicked it, man. I don't really do too much. Y'all know me. I don't really do the whole party shit, right? So whatever. If I remember what I did Saturday, the next, or you know, if I remember, I'll talk about it again or whatever. But Sunday, I cleaned the pond, right? And this episode, this was gonna be Persephone's episode, the new Platinum Matsuba koi fish that I had bought from this one koi fish place. I don't want to big it up. I kind of do, but then I don't because I don't want to see a bunch of people there. Like, I like it low key like that, you know what I mean? And they do off hours too, like 10 to 2 or some shit like that. Like, these guys aren't in business long. Business hours ain't long, you know what I mean? It's just a few hours in and out, animal style, as Starker said. So I bought this Platinum Matsuba, let's say 2 weeks ago, and I really like this fish. And Sunday, I cleaned out the pond. Now, what I didn't know was you're only supposed to take a certain amount of water out, because after that, you fuck with the nitrates and the pH and all this other stuff that goes deep into the koi fish pond thing that I know very little about. It's kind of like you learn as you go along. So what happened was I dumped about 30% of the water out, fill the water back in, and obviously everyone who has water is fucking tap water. Now for humans, it's okay. The chlorine, you're not gonna die. Like, it's no big nothing. I'm gonna put my fucking phone on silent. And who the fuck called me right now? Oh no, it's Twitter. Why is Twitter called X? We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I'm gonna put my phone on silent because, you know, I have half a ADHD and I just hate when people ring up my phone. So what was I talking about? Okay, so the pond. So you're supposed to treat the water in certain conditions, right? So my dumb ass, I take a shitload of the water out, fill the tap water in the water, and later on in the day I check on the fish and I'm like, how come there's like fish missing? I checked the filter box and 2 of my fish died. One of them being Persephone, the new fish I bought. The other one being I named all my fish after the Greek gods. So I named it. I don't have names for all of them yet, just like the new ones. And I named them Hephaestus, whatever you say his name is. I just named him that just off the cuff. And Hephaestus was bloated. He was dead bloated. And Persephone, they were both in the net, where, you know, the net with the filter. And I fished them out and I just laid them on the grass, and it bummed me out, you know what I mean? I couldn't believe, because they're both fish. All my fish, I love all my fish, but, you know, one of them I think was a Shiro Itsuri, and the other one was a platinum. Persephone was a platinum Matsuba. And when I just seen them in there, I like already knew. I was like, I fucked up. I took too much water out. So no, maybe this was Saturday, right? This was Sunday. So Monday I go back to the koi fish store and I tell them what happened. They're like, yeah, bro, basically you chemically fucking burned the fish to death, or you fried them or whatever the fuck it was. And you need to treat the water with dechlor or whatever the fuck so it kills the chlorine. Chlorine evaporates out of the water. I didn't know that. I thought chlorine stays forever in some water or shit. I don't know. I don't know how you describe this shit, right? So I bought some dechlor and I bought a new koi fish. And I kind of feel a little fucked up because it's kind of like, and after they had passed Persephone and Festus, I kept saying sorry, like, sorry guys, I didn't mean to do this shit. And we should have known, me and my dad, because I think we had 18 koi fish, then 3 died, then, so that's 15. Then we had, 3 died, then we had 15, then Hermes died, then we had 14. I bought Hades and Persephone, which made it go up to 16, and then Persephone and Hephaestus died. So now we're back to 14. Then I bought this new fish. It's Itsuri, but I think it's a Kinjin Rin or some crazy shit. These Japanese words, I don't know what the fuck they mean. All I know is Jinrin or something. It's like they're metallic. So he's like a crazy metallic orange and black. fire. Like, even out of the pool of koi fish I got him from, he looked unique. Like, all the fish, I bought them from the expensive bin too, because I usually do the $50 bin. This one was a 75. It's like more pricier just because of like the bone structure, and it's like more valuable, the fish. They have different bins, bro. Like, they have like a, 50, 75, then 100, then like 200, then 400, then I think it goes up to like 1,000. And even the $1,000 one, I think they don't even like really sell those. I think it's just like fucking, like, fuck it, if you want to cough up 1,000, there it is, I'll get you one of these. But me personally, I never been into like adoption, or not to say that I don't like buying fish when they're koi fish when they're adults. I think I would buy a big female one. I think that's like, I would only drop more than 100 on like if I wanted like a special koi fish that had good genetics, so it could have babies, so it could reproduce with another good genetic koi fish. But I mean, we have so many males in our koi pond, it's ridiculous. And I'll come back to that. But just finishing off with, I bought the new fish. I'm thinking of Apollo, but when I think of Apollo, I think of like either black and white. So I don't know what I'm gonna name him or her, because with the koi fish, they're only, I think 2 or 3 is when you find out if they're male or females. You don't know when they're babies, right? So that's what they were telling me, was if you rub their scales and it's rough, they're females, but if you rub them and they're smooth, they're males. I think that's what the koi guys told me. So going back to, I just skipped over a bunch of shit that I was gonna break down. Yeah, I would really. So we have like a bunch of males, and you know that they're males because during mating season, they freaking. It's so weird. It's like they, with their face, they like bump the female, like have some kids, have some babies, make the babies. There's a bunch of them, a bunch of like the cool looking ones, in my opinion. They got the nice patterns and all that shit. They're males. And our biggest one, I named her Hera. She's the big white one. And then the other one, I named Athena, which is the big gold one. We had, rest in peace to her, or him. She passed away, I want to say, during the last time me and my dad did the big, because we were so dumb, me and my dad, we literally would dump like half the pond water out and put chlorine in it. I'm literally surprised how not all of our fish didn't die. Like, we still have a majority of the fish from 2020, and 2020 is when we fucking got it down to like the water down to like a really shallow level, which you should never fucking do. So if you listen to the podcast and you got koi fish, please treat the pond water every week. It's very simple. It's like a car. You do your simple maintenance. You take 10% of the water out of the pond, all the shit. You get a stick or whatever, and you stir all the fucking dirt out so it gets all the and you need a good filtration system. The good filtration system, take all that bad water out, and you just put 10% of that with the fucking tap water. The chlorine will evaporate. You don't need to treat it. You don't need dechlor. You'll be gravy. You know what I mean? Take care of your koi fish, man. I swear to God, I wanted to start fucking crying when I seen Persephone and Hephaestus. Every time a koi fish dies, it's like, for me, it always fucks with me, because it's like there's something I'm doing wrong, you know? But it's a fucking learning experience. The guys told me, this is, now you know that this shit happens, but we've done it like, I want to say overall, we've lost fish before. Initially, we lost koi fish because a hawk got them. We seen like 3 fish, like crazy. Like, let's say the pond was, so the pond is in our backyard, right? one day we found a fish, let's say 10 yards away from the pond, another one like 20 yards away from an even further place, and another 20 yards that way. So we don't know if a hawk tried to get it. We don't know what happened. But just thinking about it now, I'm like, how the fuck did the koi fish, like, they don't just jump out the fucking pond, bro. Like, something must have tried to get it or got it. That was really, like, interesting to me. You know what I mean? And it's still a mystery to this day. I know another time, I think something contaminated the water and a few of our fish died there. Let's say another 3. I want to say overall we've had like 40 koi fish. So let's say -6. We're at 34. Nah. We couldn't have had that many fucking fish. I don't know personally, because my dad was always the one to treat the pond. So I can't give you an exact. I just know for sure we lost 6 up until 2020 when we did the big move. Then we lost another 3, which is 9. So who knows really how many fish we had. All I know is by 2020 we had 18. After we cleaned the pond, we lost 3 and yada yada. I broke it all down to you, right? So now we're at 15. And I kind of want to call it quits there. The only koi fish I want to buy now is a big one. I think I'm going to save up my money and buy a big female, a nice, beautiful, a good genetics, good everything female, because I don't want all the other males to pester Hera. Like, I don't want her to be the only one and I understand we have a lot more. Like, let's say we have 5 or 6. That means there's like 9 other fucking kois that we have that can either be male or female. So let's just say there's 10 other koi fish that have yet to be identified by gender, right? So that's at least 50-50, right? That's 5 more males and 5 more females. I don't need to buy another koi fish, and they recommend that you don't, because we have like 1,000-gallon pond, and you should only have 1 koi fish per 100 gallons, because, you know, the more you got to feed them, the more they shit, the more you got to clean it. But the way I look at it is like prison, right? So if you're in a house with 15 people, you're gonna be crowded. I don't, like, you know what I mean? Even if it's a big house, like, it's 15 people, bro. So really, I'm gonna just cut whatever. I'm gonna just stop buying koi fish, and I'm just gonna save up to buy 1 big female that can give us some babies, and then we're good. Like, that's it. Lucky number 16, and that'll be it for me. I don't want to overpopulate the pond. I don't want to keep buying koi fish, like, and more end up dying because of whatever. They're sucking the oxygen out of the water or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? I just really love my koi fish. And I never really explained this on my podcast in depth or detail like that, but it's just something I wanted to talk about, because my dad, I didn't really have this much passion for our koi because my pop always took care of the koi fish. But after Athena died, it really flipped the switch on me. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, we need to take care of the koi fish. And granted, it's not cheap. Just by building a fucking pond itself, paying for a pond, it's already like you're in the fucking thousands probably, if not 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is, right? And then on top of that, you got to buy the koi. But when we started out, we bought babies. It wasn't like we had bought a good genetic, expensive koi fish. We all bought babies. That's why I really take it to heart when some of them pass, because it's like, we've had you since we've had the pond. You know, we have at least 3 generations of koi fish. I want to say Hera's from the first generation. Crazy. One of the first koi fish we bought, because she's big. She's already like, you know, yay big or something like that, right? Definitely 1.5 feet long. And then we've had her babies. The one of them was Hephaestus. I want to say she had 4 babies because they look like her with black spots. And 2 of them have died since then. And I think I have a video where I name all of them, but I name them stupid names like George, Larry, and all that shit. Like, fuck those World War II ass names. We're gonna name them special names, Greek gods, baby. So Hera, first gen. Then maybe the black and white ones, I'll name one of them Apollo. So let's just say Apollo and the other one are her babies. And then we have even koi babies that we've had probably for a year. And in that class, I'll group up together even like Hades. Like Hades is a year, or other orange ones are a year. We have like 4 or 5, I want to say like 4 little baby orange koi fish that are all like the same age. And it'll be hard to like name them because it's like they're all like triplets or quadruplets or whatever it is. You know what I mean? There's a bigger one that you're like, oh, okay, like this one is different from the other ones. But there's only one that stands out is because it's got like a long tail and that shit looks fire. You know what I mean? I don't know if they call them long tail kois, but I would imagine it's something around that ballpark of what they name them. Where's my cold water at? I hate when it's hot, bro. I hate room temperature water. To just give me the cold water, you know. I just did 20 minutes on fucking koi fish. That's what's up. That's how you know I'm really into this shit. So I know I told you I was gonna post the clips of my koi fish into the podcast, but I'm not. If you want to, I think I am gonna stop uploading the koi fish. So subscribe. Make sure you're in tuned if you're not, because I definitely am. Because what's crazy is, and I'm glad I remembered my other point. My fish are trying to mate, trying to have babies in August. Do you understand how crazy that is? So mating season is from May to June, when I guess it's not cold anymore and it's getting consistently warmer or something, which is weird to me because I think I looked up that koi's mate at anywhere from 60 to 70 degrees. But they were all like pushing Hera, and Hera almost like jumps out of the water. It's super crazy. And just looking at that, it just made me like happy. You know what I mean? Like these guys are trying to have babies. Every year, I want to say they have at least one, because we have consistent fish that we have never bought. And you could tell like the new orange ones we didn't buy them. Like we haven't bought fish for years before I buy Hades and then on, you know what I mean? The fish I've been buying I've been trying to differentiate them. So, Platinum Matsuba, Shiro Utsuri, Jinrin Utsuri. All the other ones we have are just like orange, or they're like Shiro Utsuri, but they're white. You know, so the koi fish I'm trying to buy now are definitely gonna be different from what the ones we've been having. So I just think it's awesome that they're trying to mate. I hope they have babies and they live long lives, because koi fish could live up to like 30 years or some crazy shit. Like, bro, like we got the pond when I was probably like 12 or something. That means Hera has to be at least 10 years old, which means it's not even a teenager. It's big as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's really fire. Like, the whole, like, I'm into this koi fish shit all the way. And I'm into it a lot. Maybe more so than I am with the whole gun shit. Like, y'all know I love my guns and all that shit. But, it's expensive. And, there's no, for me, there's no, like, I love guns. As much as I love guns, there's no, like, in return on the investment. With the koi fish, I feed them every day. I get to know them. I could record them and all that shit. And that's just where I'm at right now. I'll buy probably more fucking guns later, but right now I'm into my koi fish. I even step back from the paintings. Like, you can see, like, I hung a few new ones up there, but even then, man, it's just like I feel like I have like a real fucking half addictive personality or something, like where I'm just in like the zone about some shit like that with the guns, the paintings for sure. Like, I banged all these out in a short period of time, a few months, you know what I mean? I've only had these paintings up here in my room for like at least 3 or 4 months, like not even, I mean, you know what I mean? If that. Oh no. I started doing the paintings November or some shit like that. So I've been collecting them for a little bit now. You know what I mean? But it's always good to have a hobby. You know, you don't want to be hobbyless or passionless out here. Like I see a lot of people, they don't have shit going on in their lives, bruh. You know, nothing to look forward to, nothing to get up in the morning and do. I literally every day I get up, I go for a walk, I give Presley his food, his medicine, I feed the fish, I cook, I fucking do whatever, and then my day starts for real. Like my day didn't even start until I took care of all like what I needed to do. Like my room's a fucking mess after the podcast. I'm gonna like, you know, rearrange the shit. So, you know, if y'all want to have a conversation about koi fish, hit me up. Okay, SAG is protesting against they're on strike. A main thing is the AI thing. So with the AI, what they're trying to do, they're trying to like scan people or whatever it is as background actors. They'll just pay them like a one-time fee, and then they own the rights to people for eternity, like their likeness and all that shit. I'm pretty sure they'll have them do test lines or whatever. So they completely own you. AI will completely own you, and they could just use you like a fucking asswipe forever, which is crazy to me, you know? How I feel about it is like good for SAG, you know, they're unions, so they're always gonna unionize and push for better pay, benefits, yada yada yada. And I think it's very interesting because this is the shit that we need to be worried about. Not robots taking over the world or fucking Biggie Smalls coming back from the dead via AI to drop Ready to Die Part 2. Fuck all that bullshit. We're talking about the prison. Now we need to fight the battles day to day. And probably the court's gonna overrule however this is gonna go. The SAG is gonna win because it's a bullshit case. I don't see any judge going to court and be like, yeah, well, you know, AI can fucking do it, so you'll just get a flat fee. Unless it's fat. You know, I could totally see the judge being like, okay, well, if you are gonna do this, then an actor would need 20 grand plus 2% on royalties every year based on the formula. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could see a judge doing that, but to flat out be like, okay, well, fucking SAG lose, click, or bang, and then, you know, fucking whatever does, what does the judge say when he slams the gavel? It's over? It's a done dealy? I don't know. Whatever the judge says, right? Like, I can really only see that. I'm not one of these people that's how you're like, AI, man, it's gonna take over the world, fucking run and duck and hide. The AI, oh my God. Like, you know, no, like, it's some fucking new shit, and we're still working it out. We barely figured out how AI sound, and really, AI can only take shit that exists. It's not making no new shit. You know, AI is not coming out with the new bazookas. The AI is not coming out with the new Batmobiles or whatever. It's all things that have already been done, and they just kind of recreate it, right? Hence this whole SAG thing. They're taking actors and they're basically scanning, and they're basically making an artificial version of you. Like, let's say me, right? They get my whole appearance and everything like that, and now I'm like walking in the back of a Starbucks at fucking the new Rush Hour movie or some shit like that. That's how it's gonna work. They're not gonna make a whole new, it hasn't got to the point where they make something new. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like we have nothing to worry about. SAG's probably going to win, just like UPS just went on strike and they won. Because can you imagine if all of UPS just stopped working and now you can't get your fucking dildos or whatever you bought on Amazon or whatever it is, your JBL speakers, and you can't fucking get it delivered to you until 8 months from now? A lot of people at my work were saying, yo, if they continue to go on strike and we get all of their shit, we're gonna be fucked. That's how they were saying, but they settled it. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen with the whole SAG shit. They're gonna settle it. Everything is gonna be gravy wavy like ships in the Navy. And it's gonna be no problem, bro. Trust. Stop bitching out there. Hey, I did. Oh, going back to pistols, man. Stop pointing the fucking gun at your head. Like, stop with the whole fucking, you know what I mean? Why are you pointing guns at yourself, bro? Fucking, why are you doing that? What is the fucking point of fucking, like, that shit makes no sense to me at all. What are you trying to say? You got a death wish? You got a suicidal wish? I got homies that killed themselves. And guess what? They didn't point the gun at their head unloaded. They shot their motherfucking selves. They're in the ground. They're a memory now. Your stupid ass on an album cover talking about, oh, I'm fucking like a dickhead. Like, bro, zero fucking, what do they call that shit? Muzzle discipline or whatever it is. Zero accountability. You know, you're not cool. And granted, the first person I seen with the pistol to their head was not Makami. I want to say Mak was the second person, but there is somebody that has like a, or maybe it is Mak that had the pointed pistol to himself that I see it the first time. And even then, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like that one, Mak. You know what I mean? I have photo shoots of me of me with my straps, but it ain't to my fucking head. You know, that's so stupid. You don't see nobody with a gun to their chest, a fucking gun to their neck. Like, you know what I mean? How fucking stupid is that shit? So silly to me. Stop pointing guns at your fucking self. Or unless you're gonna pull the trigger. Like, if you're gonna do it, bro. Like, you pussy out here if you're really just doing that shit and it goes nowhere. Like, I don't know what y'all trying to do. Trying to make these kids fucking think you're edgy, or make these kids say, you know, it's cool to shoot yourself. It ain't cool, bro. And let's talk about another thing, trigger discipline. I see a lot of rappers with the finger on the fucking trigger on their photo shoots. I get it. You're fucking a villain. I get it. You're a fucking thug, gangster life. You're with the outlaws. I understand. But sabes que? That shit has got to get the fuck out of here. For real. You're going to scare the cameraman. You're going to shoot somebody, and then you're going to wonder why your fucking, your cameraman is bleeding on the fucking floor because you thought it was cool to put hollow tips in a fucking gun in a fucking photo shoot with your finger on the trigger. Always treat a firearm as if it is loaded. That's like one of the first rules you learn in your FSC. You know, your fire safety course. You know, like you should be having when you're a responsible legal gun owner. That's why we have all these stupid ass laws in California. There's gonna be California laws are up to the point where you can't even own a fucking airsoft gun. That's where we're going now because you dickheads are out here not knowing the safety rules. So please do me a favor, guys. Get your finger off the fucking trigger until you're ready to fire. Yes, that means if you have it like this, shoot yourself. Might as well. You know what I mean? Be safe out here, guys. Don't make me harp on y'all because I will come and attack some of yous. I will make a whole podcast shitting on some of yous if you have a problem with me. Because a lot of people, what they do is they make photo shoots with other people's guns, other people's girls, other people's jewelries, other people's cars, other people's fucking black. You know what I mean? That's fucking corny as fuck. That's why when I think about doing music videos and shit, at least the first one ain't gonna be in fucking Pomona. And if it is, it's gonna be at my uncle's house. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be nowhere where I didn't really come from. If you do see me in El Monte, it's going to be in front of the King Taco where I ate there all the fucking time. If you do see me in Baldwin Park, it's going to be right there by that Shakey's where I grew up because I was there all the fucking time getting free meals in the summer, you know. I'm really about authenticity and being real with yourself. When you're posting your homies' guns on Instagram, you're not tough. Like, you're a fucking felon. That's not your gun. Or if it is, it ain't legal. My whole thing is be responsible, man. Be real and just be honest with yourself, bro. Like, the cops know your record. Oh, okay. Rapper, real name Edmund Jones, fucking a convicted felon. I don't know if anyone you knew this or not, but let me just say you're a layman. You cannot own a firearm once you're a convicted felon. Spoiler alert, you can't. So I'm just through with yelling at this point. Just, my dog's over here just looking at me like, fucking, what's going on? Nothing's going on, boy. I'm pissed at these people. They piss me off because they don't know what the fuck they're doing out here. They're just being idiots. Fuck. Right? What else we got on this shit? Oh, stop buying colorful guns too. That shit is crazy. I feel like this started with the cartel. They have golden guns, which gold is literally the worst metal to have in a pistol. Literally, like, I don't think there's any firearm out there that's real, that's actually operable, that's made out of gold. That's so silly when I see people with these colorful fucking guns as if it's cool. Like, it's not cool. I get it. You think this is Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, you could buy a pink Glock, a blue fucking Glock, and it's really only Glocks too that I see. Anything else is like, it's either like handcrafted, etched, and like hand sculpted, which I think that's dope. Like, my grandpa has a 38 Super. Well, it's his 38 Super, and it has ivory handles with the horse on it, with the gold horse on it. It's probably not really gold, you know what I mean? But that's fire, But to have just like this sort of Fortnite type fucking skin guns and shit like that is not dope. It's not dope at all. I understand people think we're living in this fucking weird era where people are just making bonehead decisions. But FYI, the main reason why guns are black is for fucking concealment. Don't quote me on that, but you gotta think. Let's just fucking like be realistic about this. Guns are black because they're for concealment. Maybe they don't blend in a fucking fruit bar, but guess what? Guns are black. Keep it that way. Unless you want to have a camouflage gun or something that blends in with any type of service you need it for, then I would understand that. But a pink Glock, unless you're going to be at the Barbie movie with that shit, cut it the fuck out, man. There's just so silly to me that these fucking kids are out here with colorful guns. Like, they're not Starburst candies, bro. It's a weapon. It's a deadly weapon used for deadly force. So cut it out. And speaking of colorful shit, man, this house by my crib is colored pistachio. Before, I think it was like, let's just say like brown or blue or whatever basic house color it used to be, right? Then they painted it ugly green pistachio or mint and chip color. And I said, wow, these motherfuckers are just giving free advertisement to Thrifty or whatever it is. Like, why? Pistachio is literally the worst color, and it ain't cheap to do a whole house paint job. It's at least 2 G's, right? So they did that. Then they repainted it. When I seen them start to repaint it, I said, thank God. Like, what are they gonna do with it? They painted their house black and white. It looks like Oreo cookies and cream, cow colored. It looks so fucking ugly. Who in their right mind would do this? I said, these fat asses out here painting their house fucking ice cream colors, pistachio, cookies and cream. What's next? Rocky Road, birthday cake, rainbow sherbet, fucking push pop orange. I don't know what's going on with these high ass hippie Levi's where they think they could treat their house like it's a fucking birthday cake. I don't know what it is. Kind of like this jagoff over here with his Mustang, painting it. It was red. It was like a fucking dope, Need for Speed Hot Wheels red. Then they painted it Hulk shit green. Horrible. Then they painted it pink. Like Pepto-Bismol pink. Nasty. Then they painted it purple. I mean, what's going on? What the fuck did I miss? Did I miss did somebody get hit in the head with some sort of bat and just like I'm gonna just paint my shit, paint my car all the colors of the rainbow, and later on I find out they're just wraps. They just wrap the car in whatever color, but still, it's like, bro, wraps aren't cheap. They like 500 plus, right? So why are you spending money with this bullshit? You know, you're trying to wrap your car in goofy fucking colors. For example, my car is white. I look like I'm driving the basic Asian Mobile 1, right? I don't like it. I want to paint it. I want to wrap it some other color. I can't afford to paint it, so I'm going to wrap it another fucking color. You know what I mean? Like, but that's like after I want to buy like guns, koi fish, and all this other clothes and all this other shit that I want, right? Painting my car or even wrapping it is so far, is like literally the last thing. Goes after vacation, goes after everything. My necessities, toiletries, fun activities, anything with an ease. It goes after that. I'm from the IE. It goes after that, right? And just the last thing, while I'm like already fired up, I seen this video of this baby singing the Hoochie Daddy song. I don't know what it's called, but it's like, you know, my baby need a new pappy, you know, whatever the fuck, like one of the most ratchet songs I've ever heard in my life, right? And I'm just looking at this shit and pure utter disappointment. Like, why do parents think it's cool to upload videos of their baby singing weird raunchy sex songs like Megan Thee Stallion or something like that? I think it's very distasteful. And I want to shank some of these parents that are out here letting their kids, like, they think it's funny. They record them, ha ha ha, like, oh, look at my kid. And then the kid's over here singing about nasty shit. And I want to give y'all a perfect example. What song is that where it's like stripes on my ass, so we call this pussy Tigger? I had little baby cousins that were singing that at a party, and they cut the music. Like, you ever seen the movies where they stop the record, like, you know, and everyone like looks? That's what it happened. Where like my uncles were like, change that shit. Like, yo, you're not gonna be singing this shit like right now. Like, that's very inappropriate, you know. And I feel like that's missing with a lot of the kids today. With the phones, they could just look up porn, they could listen to whatever it is and have no supervision to it. And granted, as a teenager, I did rebel and I did get into like some of the same shit I'm just knocking right now, but you don't realize until later it was because there's for a reason. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. And a 4-year-old baby singing about hoochie daddies and shit, come on, guy. Like, what is that? You know, I want to find some of these parents who think, like, what you think? You think it's funny that your kid is out here singing an adult song? It's mind-boggling to me. And I've always said this before. Even like 10 years ago, I was like, I would never, like, even 10 years ago, I would see little 7-year-olds with iPhones and I'd be like, my kid will never have that. And my sister would tell me, well, you don't understand. It's part of the culture now. Fuck the culture. I didn't even have a phone until I was 13. And for the time, that was like, wow, like, you got a phone like at 13. Wow, that was crazy. Like, where I come from, my dad, he told me he didn't get a phone. He didn't have a phone, a personal phone, because you always had a phone at the house. But he didn't have a cell phone, a personal cell phone, until he was like 30. And he would tell me, like, son, you have a fucking phone. You're a teenager. I didn't get a phone until I was in my 30s. And really, I didn't even need it because I didn't even have bitches like that. It was just like, really, you know, they would call me, where you at? I'm going to pick you up today. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Good communication. Versus now, and then I didn't even have a phone with a touchscreen until I was like, how old was I? Like 18 or some shit like that? Like, I was already an adult by the time I had a phone that had YouTube and internet and all that shit. Like, I had to wait to get all of that. These kids are 5 years old downloading applications on a phone that their mom bought them. I don't think I would ever. I don't think I would ever do that. But you know, they say never say ever, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, man. Just the world today, you know how it is, man. It just blows my mind the way the culture is. And if I had a message for the day, it'd just be like, be aware of society, man. Like, you don't have to adhere to society rules. Like, just because you're like all these other kids or whatever, they have phones and shit. Like, that's because their parents are pussy and they gotta work all the fucking time. So they just let them have the phone because they don't want to give them attention because they're on the phone doing bullshit. So they let their kids have their own phone. So it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what the fucking message is anymore. What do you think we should leave them with, buddy? What do you think we should do? Find a hobby. Message of the day, find a hobby, man. Find out what works for you, man. I'm not going to judge anybody, you know what I mean? I'm just giving my opinions out there. Do what works for you, man. You know, don't listen to anybody. Don't even listen to me. If you think I'm a jag, I'll be like, fuck Serbs, this fool's an idiot. I mean, I'm with you, man. Whatever. You know, if it works for you, it works for me. You know what I mean? You don't listen to anybody. It's your life. Live it the way you want to fucking live it. And with that, this is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.